Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Well, this video is for Wednesday, the 12th, because busy days the last few days getting all these videos in, which I love to do. And sorry, my schedule's been so crazy. Lots of new agents that joined us this year. But let's get down to the subject. It is fear. How to conquer your fear. Am I going to give you something that is like the miracle advice that you've never heard before? No. Am I going to tell you to do something that you're going to go, oh my gosh, there's no one's ever said this or did this before. I couldn't read this in the book. Tony's the ultimate person that knows how to conquer fear. Just wanted to give you that disclaimer. Absolutely not. I wish I could help everybody conquer fear. I wish I could help myself sometimes with fear. It's always there. It's going to be there. But I wanted to explain today what I've learned over time, what I've learned in classes, what I've learned in reading and self-help and business and success, where some of the things come from, where that fear comes from, because where it comes from, a majority of the time will help you deal with them. And that's what helps me. Am I perfect with it? Absolutely not. So every time I think of the topic fear, I think of that Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, said back in the time in the Great Depression, and said, all we have to fear is fear itself. And in my head, I changed those words around. All we have to fear is anxiety, which leads to fear. And where anxiety comes from, this is it. I know 110% this is 100% true for me. So I have to backtrack when I get that anxiety, when I get that fear. Is anxiety is when you concentrate on the things that you can't control. I'm big on that because I try to control us or try to find ways to forget about something or rework something or revisit something, or it's anxiety comes from the things we can't control. Think about that. Every time you get anxiety, what are you thinking about? Something you could have controlled something. You're thinking about something you did, something that happened to you, the past. You can't control the past. You're thinking about the future, the anxiety, like for your future, like, oh, I can't, because you can't, 100% you can't control your future and you don't know exactly where your future is going to be. So that's why so many people suffer from anxiety. And I think we all do to a certain level. I know I have high anxiety. I know I have high anxiety. It happens to me all of the time throughout the day, but I try to backtrack and think of where that anxiety is coming from, as I'm concentrating on things that I can't control. Now, the exact opposite. This is the advice for the day. This is it. How can you stop the anxiety that leads to that fear? Well, you got to put things in your brain. You have to focus on things that you can control as much as your mind can let you. I know it doesn't all the time, but focus on things you can't control. You keep your mind busy and focus on things you can't control. It won't give you time to think about things that you can't control, which leads to that anxiety that leads to the fear. And hopefully that makes some sense, because I go through that in my mind. I know, unfortunately for me, I know myself pretty good. Very well. I don't know. I learn more about how to analyze myself almost on a daily basis. But my mind always like leaves time open for anxiety and fear. I feel that this might resonate with you, is that I feel like I need to think about those things that I can't control that might affect me, and how to control them or how to cope with them. So I always leave. It's kind of like those people that meditate, which I wish I could be better at. And one of these days, I'm going to spend the time to learn and take time and how to really meditate. My mind, and I think a lot of us have this, is takes time, consciously or unconsciously, throughout a day to give time to meditate in a bad way. Let's dwell on something that we can't control. Let's think about something that we can't control. I catch myself sometimes when my mind is so, and I know it's just, I know this about myself. If I'm focused on so many good things and things I'm controlling, have a wonderful day, sometimes my mind goes, wait, there's some things here. Your mind goes, wait, we haven't sat down and took some time to have some anxiety today. Do you have that? I have that. It's like some days I go a whole day without a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of fear. And I go, my brain goes, whoa. We gotta spend some time here and have some anxiety for the day. I get that. I hope I don't wish that on anybody, but I think a lot of us are like that. So that's what it is. When I let it in, and when things that I can't control, and things that I'm dwelling on or worried about the future, or even stuff. I mean, it's sometimes I feel like it's good stuff, but it's anxiety that leads to fear, like the well-being and the future of your children and their health and your family and your friends and the people you love. It happens to me. It's not just all business and all with me. Sometimes I just like, oh, is everybody okay? Is everybody going to be okay? We have those anxieties that lead to some fears. So again, this might not be the best advice, but I always think there should be a little bit in there. I don't know. It could be terrible advice because it just reminds me to focus on the good things. It's kind of like me. You don't know when you're in a good mental state and focused unless you know when you're in a bad mental state, and how often that it needs to happen for you. Does it need to happen for everybody? I wish not. Hope we could be in a positive mental state with zero anxiety, and you're focused on all the things that you can't control and doing great. But I know just for myself, I'm like, oh, I don't feel so good here. I got an anxiety moment. I'm having a little bit of fear. Oh, but this makes me feel so much better. I'm focused. I'm positive. I'm controlling the things I can't control, and it makes me feel better. I know that's not the greatest advice, but use it. So I guess that's the point I was making. If you have those anxiety, you have those fears sometimes throughout the day. Hopefully it's not a majority of day, but use it. Like it's one of those things. There's bad things that happen in your life, and you turned them around and said you're sad that they happened, but you're glad they happened because it makes you appreciate when you don't have those, so that's what I feel personally. Hopefully I painted a picture there of anxiety and fear. When I have it, and I use it. So when I'm having those ultimately more good days, or the best days, and again, hopefully everybody I know, I have well more good days than bad days, and I have well more good thoughts than bad thoughts, but they make me appreciate. I'm glad I have all these good thoughts. They see me even better because I don't have these anxiety. I know the bad thoughts, those anxiety and fear thoughts. Gosh, I hope that made some sense. But that's all today about conquering your fears. Just give me a little bit of my advice. Is Dr. Phil calling me to help him with his show? No. Is Oprah calling me like, you got to start a show and help people? No, but it's all these little advices you get from different people that are going through the same things that you go through every day. And it kind of helps. I know, helps me. So, all right, that's it for the video for Wednesday. I will be doing a new one very soon which is actually today, the day I'm recording it, Thursday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.